4 DUI fatal crashes.
My name is Mike Jimenez. I'm a sergeant with the Town of Danville Police Department. The Avoid the 25 is part of a statewide law enforcement campaign that targets impaired drivers during the holidays and other major events. 25 represents the number of law enforcement agencies in Contra Costa County. You can avoid them by not driving while intoxicated or impaired. Tonight, what we're doing is a saturation patrol. We're putting extra officers on the street to look for intoxicated or impaired drivers. Tonight's saturation patrol is focused on the 680-80 corridors. There's a few different things I look for. Some of the main things are the driver's inability to control his vehicle like the normal person would per se. As can they maintain their lane? Do they make abrupt lane changes for no reason? Do their speeds increase or decrease? Just not taking the normal care that a normal driver would that's in control of their car. Just not driving very carefully and doing things that there's no real reason for them to be doing. A few things we're looking for, a few things we're smelling for. When you first walk up to the person, sometimes when you first walk up to the car, when they roll the window down, you're going to get a strong whiff of alcohol out of the car. Sometimes it may not be as strong, and you have to smell for it. A lot of times they're going to give physical, objective signs that you're going to look for. They're going to have red, watery or glassy eyes. They're going to have a slurred or thick speech or very deliberate speech. They're going to take time to answer questions that are pretty easy, basic questions that shouldn't take a lot of time to answer those questions. So we have standardized FSTs that we use. The first one, a lot of times we'll use is what is called horizontal gaze nystagmus. That's where we check the involuntary bouncing of the eyes by having them follow our finger or the pen to see if their eyes are able to smoothly track the stimuli. And then we'll also check to see if there's bouncing at maximum, where their eyes are out to the far left or far right, and where the bouncing stops or starts. We will use what's called a Romberg stand test, where we have them estimate 30 seconds in their head and while standing sort of at a position of attention, and we're looking to see if their eyes are involuntarily fluttering or they can't keep their eyes closed due to their high level of intoxication. And we'll see how they're swaying, or if they're able to stand still at that position. Another test that we use is called the finger to nose test, where we have them touch the tip of their finger to the tip of their nose, and we'll give them instructions left or right, and we'll see if they can follow the instructions and perform the test with their eyes closed and their head tilted back. We use the one-leg stand, where we have them balance on one foot while they're counting out loud, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, etc., until we tell them to stop. We have the walk and turn test, where they walk 9 steps forward, turn to the left, and walk 9 steps back all the time, heel to toe. And the one last test we use out here in the field is called the preliminary alcohol screening device. This particular test is not one of the state mandated tests that they have to submit to for the blood alcohol, but that's another test in the field that we use to see if the number that comes up as their blood alcohol reading on this preliminary test sort of corresponds with the level of impairment that we've observed. So it's just another field sobriety test to help us make a decision, make a determination if this person is indeed under the influence of alcohol. One of the key things on the field sobriety test is their ability to multitask, because people don't realize it, but when they're driving a vehicle, they are multitasking, whether pushing the brake, pushing the accelerator, using a turn signal, turning, looking over your shoulder, looking over your rearview mirror. You're multitasking. The field sobriety tests, one of their main functions is to be able to measure the person's ability to multitask. And if the person can't do multitasking on a field sobriety test, where you're only given about 5 different tasks at once to do, when you're driving, you're doing upwards to 15 different tasks at once. And that's, of course, again, confirms what we've seen earlier, perhaps with their driving. They're not able to multitask and control their vehicle properly due to their impairment. The Avoid the 25 uses a 2-prong approach. aggressive enforcement, and public education. Every year, thousands of people are killed on our streets, roadways, and freeways by impaired drivers. Our goal is to increase safety of motorists and the public by reducing impaired driving. People should also keep in mind that prescription drugs can also cause impaired driving. We ask that drivers be responsible and plan ahead. If you're going to drink, please designate a non-drinking driver. If you think someone is impaired, we ask you to call 911 immediately.